Hello. Oh, I can thank you for the Twitch Prime. Today is gonna be tricky. For multiple reasons. They're rebelling. In hindsight, I should have seen this coming. They became a lap cat like 3 days ago, and it's rapidly progressing. I literally had to tear around the camera and put it back up because they started messing with it. Like they might be doing it right now. Alright, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay. Fuck, man. I don't really have a plan. I'm just gonna start slamming shit. I don't know that any of these really matter. We're just looking for tenacity and then ideally some bulk. Because offense isn't on the table, right? This is LSTM with some crit damage and tenacity. I don't know if we have a use case for that. Buzz. Buzzy. Munching on audio cables, check. This is Sidious Revive block, but I don't know if we're actually worried about losing that. I don't think we're seeing 3v3 Tuskens. Buzz. He's fucking biting on the monitor. What is happening? I don't know if light side bulk is going to shut this down, but I might as well find out. That timing is not lovely. We're worried about Rex Nuke to be sure. That helps. No Gar counterattack on Rex means that I think he's about to form up a nuke. Alright. We are lacking damage. Just straight up. We need a dark side buffs. Are we okay? We still have Savior on IOC. That was very uncomfortable, but plus 2 banners. I don't know if I would recommend that. Mo, fucking, oh my god. Yeah, play hockey. Alright. They do not own Scorch, yet somehow this clone sergeant is a more effective tank than Scorch would be this week. I imagine this will still be fine. Like, actually, I'd have to look. What did they lose for having a light side? Like, would Zori just mode this shit? You swap Scorch? Unfortunate. I thought you were making a protest about the current state of Scorch. Which also would have been valid. See, this is why you never prep. I wish I was joking, but I actually almost missed this lock. Not lock, but the first defense rounds. I was so intently talking with someone about something that was like, oh, there's 9 minutes left and I have 4 open slots. Fascinating. Is Scorch underwhelming? No, Scorch kills himself. Which is underwhelming, but it's not necessarily a core kit issue. He's bugged and probably not going to get fixed this week, I would imagine. So I guess the answer is yes, he is underwhelming, but only temporarily. Yeah, I mean, they hit you. Guys. It's fine. It's fine. I really thought this fight through, actually. I kind of... 3-3 just put me in the boat that, like, yeah, we kill LV first, right? I guess we don't have to. He doesn't have Nightfall Trooper, but I feel like I should honor it. Just in the spirit of the mode. We did rip Stealth off, but I don't know if killing him is actually realistic. He's back. The ability block means this might be a bad time to squat up, actually, but we've got decent tempo here. 17 birds. Yeah. I think we're okay with that. I guess this means I'm now getting rid of Nightfall. I'm becoming a hypocrite. In fairness, it wasn't my choice. Technically, it was my choice if I just shot LV, but listen. Alright. There was a piece of me that was actually kind of tempted to try Scene on Bane. But that was pre-lock, and this is now current lock. Is that actually still something I wish to try to do? Like, what would the tank line even be? Also, if this is an efficiency meta, this is like the worst possible banners. Probably this is a terrible idea. Wait, I'm holding Treya. Ew. Why? I don't know if I meant to do that. Well, but you don't have to tell me until after the round end, but I assume Bo-Katan's not on defense anyway. Did you just Bo-Katan my LV and watch Scorch kill himself? Was that the vibe? I mean, these are kind of the stats I wouldn't mind having, but yeah, this is a bit better. Does modding likely dictate the outcome of this battle? If you're using C-Bane, then no. If you're using C non-Bane, I don't even know for sure if it's possible in 5v5. Or at least you would have to throw in extra tranks as sacrificial lambs, but the modding absolutely matters there. Set Eternal needs damage and not timeout, and then you need heavy defensive protection. Actually, you could run Enoch here with 3 tank. Wait, maybe that's fine. Well, now I regret my words and deeds. Well, shit. It's very scuffed, however. I mean, if we just run Enoch, like, you don't have to worry about tank tech and triple Beskar. You just run 3 Sith tanks. Which, I guess, is the question of do we actually have 3 Sith tanks, but I bet that would work. Again, the core of the issue, though, is we're in an efficiency meta. Having a bunch of tanks die off to save a team might not be a winning play. But that definitely sounds viable. Someone's screaming at me if I don't remember a next match. It's the type of shit that I had in mind back when Enoch came out. There just wasn't really a team that necessitated it until now. Hang on. I wasn't thinking or paying attention. No, but we don't have to worry about Link because we have Bane, right? Isn't that how this works? If you're running C without Bane, you absolutely have to worry about shit like timing out on Ahsoka if your C doesn't do enough crit damage or offense. Like, not getting Ahsoka's protection stripped is god-awful. I don't think it matters here, though. I mean, we can let it happen just to stall. But yeah, we've got the inevitability, right? Yeah, that's the problem, is I don't know. Malgus is, like, kind of on the outs, or at least, like, well, he's on the outs if you're posting a heavy defense, but nobody does that, so maybe he's not actually on the outs. But at the very least, there's a conceivable world where you wouldn't feel punished for not having proper Malgus. You know, that's pretty much a guaranteed win. If you link on Ahsoka plus Ezra, I have no idea how you could lose a character. Like, to be honest, even if they bug fix Huyang to do his full damage output, I still don't think he has enough pushing power. It could just be a modding issue on the Sith side. Do I even use against Traya? Maybe no Afro works. That could cause problems later. Haven't I done Zora against Afro recently? I had some major gripes and concerns about this in the past. I mean, we did it against Traya LV. surely is a bonus turn though. It is. The health on the Datacron would boost our output. We have Star Killer. Is everybody want to do it against bonus turn 6? I mean, let's think this through. Okay, no, the guaranteed scariest thing here would be if you're spamming AoEs and that would just cause triggers. Not unprovoked, obviously you're provoking them, but if you can't control it. This is so fucking tough, man. I told myself I would try playing more efficiently, but how can I say no to this? You take a counter that was, like, pretty decently okay before and you add some spice to it? Do we care more about TM? You gave me a good bit of leeway with the QA drop, buddy. You scored like minus 29. I don't have leeway, even with the drop. We do not play efficiency here. Okay. We don't want to. Could we daze Nihilus here? Please don't just give him a bonus turn. He's Relic 5. Fuck, this could just like drop him. Stagger trait. That's a pretty good idea as well, actually. I'm worried about Nihilus Reactive Terminator draining us. We would counterattack that would feed him a bonus turn and give him Annihilate. What's correct here? Savage deals. We might be end up overflowing. I mean, a decently safe play is just to hit a Savage instead. It gives them a little bit of TM, but like we're still in control. But Nihilus is still threatening what he's threatening. It would be good to get a taunt up though. Scion taunting from Talon is so tragic for us right now. Also, the isolate. We really need to drop Trey in ASAP. Nice to see a talent who actually can do her shit. Yeah. Not quite. I mean, we weren't out of control. I really think if we had days on Nihilus to start, like it, my Finn isn't built for damage. Days on Nihilus would have let us keep more in control because the moment he did Drain, we did a bunch of counterattacks that kind of just scattered shit to the wind. Let's blow up Nihilus. I was kind of thinking about trying it. I would need to retry it to know exactly what the shielding rule is because I was worried that, like, if we're doing 20% damage per expose and they're doing 10% damage or 10% shielding, then the chance of us just like open blowing him up becomes lower. Although Poe Unique would maybe counteract the shielding. Yeah, dropping dollars might be the way to go here. I was more scared of Nihilus than maybe I needed to be because of the bonus turn shit. Or honestly, like, there's a chance that you could just straight up poison pill this matchup where, like, you get Finn taunt up, and then you're immediately like, okay, even if Nihilus pops, we're allowed to lose Finn, and it's not the end of the world. The only scary thing at that point is Isolate is almost as problematic as Death is, because if Finn doesn't eat the Isolate, like, ideally you would want Finn to eat both. Like, maybe you can have RH Poe get isolated. Yeah, we almost killed Trey with it, and we had, like, decent amounts to work with. Yeah, that maybe would be the way to go. For sure. Two ways this could go. Technically three. We'll call it two. I kind of want to try Grievous here. We have R9 Magna Guard. L3 will kind of kill some TM Train. This is also Gaswell, but Gas is not good banners. I think Grievous will not be great banners either, but both sound fun. This is more novel. Alright, TM. Yep, this is the one. Alright, so how we do this? Because it is an L3 opener to start. She won't cleanse herself until turn end, but it's not like we keep the target lock. Kind of just waiting for a B2 proc, I guess. Ooh, okay, the fact that we can't dispel L3 with a tenacity up. We're not generating that much TM, I guess, but it means that we don't have access to Ray. This might not work until Set 20 expires. Where's the tenacity even coming from? Yeah, we're just perma stuck. Unfortunate. Alright. I'll leave the 100% protection for JML. I think we do first warm up just to get a bit of tempo. I think we do GK first, right? Not what I meant, but technically, this does nothing yet. Now it's our game. We do have to form up first, unfortunately. Oh, her health is above. Her Rex is slower than he used to be. I did debudget him on purpose, but I don't think I'd be doing this. Suddenly her bonk actually hurts. I was really hoping we would get the 5s turned off first. We got some ways to ignore dodge, but I don't know if I can do it in 1 minute. Probably not. Once again, perhaps when set 20 ends. Alright, fine. I'll do it the right way. I still don't remember. I know the tenacity was on L3 special. Where the fuck is it coming from? Well, this game prepared against tenacity for 2 turns. Oh. Yeah. Ben removing Star Killer Terminator actually kind of fucks me here. I'm finally vaguely free. Nope. Alright. So Star Killer went out of works if that was the default plan. Am I holding Bad Batch? No. Yeah, but gun gets sound boring. Technically, we could yoink this, actually. Although, a Rebel Fighter is going to be fine with GK. GK is really good at, like, countering a lot of off-meta, including Zori. We would really want to land Force Influence on him, if we're being serious about this. Oh, isn't Balin? Yeah, but Balin's also boring. I completely, like, I remember the Ahsoka part of it, but I completely forgot that they actually just wrote an array clause for Balin. That is crazy to me. Let's go to backwall first. AD is not really giving me much I care for here, but it's probably fun enough. Better we just run L3. What does buff mean? I wanted to say he did, but I think it's like only on his turn, right? think we just go here, right? It's only an R5 Nihilus, but I doubt that, like, a torture call would, work, and this will almost certainly pop his shit. Maybe I do wish I brought Hondo, actually. Not like Hondo is required for, Balin by any means. Also, why am I holding Balin? Questions for later. This is what? 40% chance of something bad happening if we just give him immediate annihilate. This is the best odds I've had in years. I accept your trade deal. We learned our lesson once with Zori. Hello. If I could be a little bit vulnerable and honest for a second, I only just now realized that Afra's actually carrying a gun. And for the entire time that I've been playing her, visually it just looked like she's doing finger guns to someone. Like, it's black on black, man. Like, come on. How am I supposed to see that shit? Actually, that should have been an Afra basic, because she would have gone back to full protection. And this is, of course, efficiency meta. We have to be very careful here. Think very hard about this. Analyze the tapes. I found it. Oh, fuck you. Fine. How did that woman be? I was perhaps thinking that the bomb would be a little bit more explosive than that, but maybe their protection modded. You have a way with words, madam. Damn. Her anti-droid basic attack has countered my hopes and dreams. Okay, so Saw is good, but it's not. It's a low undersized good. Duly noted. No! Red Woman's gone. Fuck, I need to pull Kramer this off of defense. For like a variety of reasons at this point, but this is one of them. Alright, I think we're running out of intrigue. Should we just try? Just to know? Just to see? Continue the tradition? I don't have Cam. What would we worried about here? Merciless Massacre? If they happen to be uncooperative? I think we just hide you. That is uncooperative. Just to be clear. If that kills Qui-Gon... Okay, now we need Qui-Gon to fall under to give Anakin a bonus turn because we won't have AoE. I get the feeling it won't be given to us. It was given to us. Haywire actually nuked him from full down? That seems crazy. I've never actually seen Haywire do that much. If we had exposes, I would understand it more. Didn't. Them. We hit what we needed to, too. That was, like, the finished setup. I feel like shit, I just want her back. Oh god, I've got that shitty Leia team down still, don't I? Fine. Send in Gar. Prem, you already missed it. Gar got a 77, the highest banners possible in the game. Alright, do we just kill this to kill this? I assume, like, this is nothing. How much do we care about Dowd here? It's not great. Maybe we try this. Sake of. Is Dadbot against Afro interesting? Grit is nice. Yeah, actually, maybe. Are you all modded? Better. Optimal. I have signed modded in 3v3 for boss grief. Y'all aren't gonna believe this. He's having some issues arriving. Okay, but why do I feel like this is still relatively okay? Maybe not this fight specifically. I mean, if we happen to get a kill here. Although is BT actually the best? Like, maybe IG88 will be a little bit easier to drop. I don't know how tanky the summon is, but the tanky or the summon might actually be the easiest to get rid of. Maybe not. Wait, he had Beatrice all back. Did he not? Is the BH resolved to everyone or only the person who gets the kill? Either way, unironically, if I had them modded, I would try this. He died twice? Yeah, but we got the kill. Or is it only, I'll check later. Damn, no, I actually missed K2. Really wanted this to go on CLS with the tenacity. Hold. The doubt stops us from regenerating protection. Yeah, that's not a deal. This also actually feels decently close, though. I'm gonna take some notes. Zori, Betraya, gun down Nihilus. Bad bod with mods. Biafra. Bulk Radis? Biafra? Dad bod seems more likely to be real. Because I doubt that my Fennec is on defense plus health either. I guess she doesn't have to be. She has grid, right? Whatever is higher base than. Alright, I assume this should work. I saw the exposes popping up, and I actually like defaulted back into Radis mode. I was like thinking about like, okay, we need to like save some of these for the big boom. The frenzy does nothing. Yep, that is certainly a counter time. Man, why is your typing so big? only an Andor win. So my policy before this season was I felt like most Andor characters would make a reasonable Galaxy of Heroes ad. I think I still, for the most part, kind of hold that position. I think Cassian is a clear, even with season 1, I think Cassian made an easy candidate. I think Clea also makes an easy candidate at this point. Okay, are you just like unkillable at this point? Is that what's happening here? We just wait for a death mark, which probably won't be even achievable at this point. Jar Jar insta kill angle. Surely. We do have a tenacity down to work with, actually. We need to play around that. Wait, does everyone have DI? Did Jar Jar just hit like a 0.01%er? Okay, we need to pass turns over to Phalanx. Okay, but he's already about to go, so I lied apparently. It's a groupier squad, but it's not the crazy one that I think could upset people. Play it to replace cracks. See, I'm imagining like Cassian, Luthen, and Clea as like a flexible 3-man core, and maybe none of them are leads. I still think there's an argument that you could almost make Clea a lead at this point. Alright, what are we doing here? They don't have Peridia, so they will be significantly less tanky for us to be able to kill. We already won cooldown off, so maybe we didn't need to do that, but we don't mind focusing her anyway. Wait, no, they do have DTB. Oh, they don't have Marin. Whoopsie. Same thing. Decently clean. 65. Usually I think this is what people do to me. Do I even want to use Trey in? I've never used Trey on offense yet. I'm not about to start. Let's make it spicy. Last McCurry release, I wasn't intended for any team was stab. That's a pretty fun fact. Why is this on cooldown? What? Am I forgetting something? Yeah, fuck you too. If Malikos had gone first and used AoE, I would understand why we didn't have teachings. That I do not understand. Eh, but okay. I'm not using Trey. Alright, so why the fuck? What happened? I mean, I know. But, like, did I do some last season tinkering? Why are people where they are? Why are people... Fuck off. Probably fuck off. I saw the CG backlog the stealth bug. I'm so fucking sad. You're cool. Maybe. VOD review? I don't know that there's anything to review, to be honest. I'm keeping lay on defense. I just hate that comp. Same. We already kind of know the mistakes that we need to fix. Right. Going for Nihilus, I think, was correct. Like, so what exactly is Trey Omicron? It's never really been my job to know. 10% bonus protection until the end of their turn. Yeah, so straight up, like, Poe, there's like 2 or 3 hits that will possibly not get counteracted by Poe, because we'll probably only have 3 people inspired when we do it. But for the most part, the shielding is going to get self-stripped and the exposed should shred. So yeah, I think going for Nihilus should be safe. Make Team was pretty brutal to get through with JML. The problem with that is, with how badly bugged they are, JML just has straight access to crosshair. Like, I did as much as I could to tech that team against it, but as long as CJ refuses to fix that bug, literally every match ever since Bad Batch came out that I've posted them has involved a squad that abuses the bug. Bo-Katan, JML are the usual 2 culprits. And it fucking sucks because, I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that JML would lose, but it would change that fight so much if you actually got railroaded through whoever was stealth at the time. What is the bug? So did you notice how every time that your JML or JKR or other people took a turn, that their stealth would just shut off? I care, maybe I can demonstrate. Yeah, that should do it. Perfect. So watch my team here. Like, specifically look at the people who are stealths. You see how the stealth is flickering on and off? So specifically, they just did a bunch of AoEs, so if you want the clearest demonstration, we're just gonna do basics. Take a look at Django and Boba's targeting on their second turns. Did you see it? Basically, any unit that has taunt ignore is able to ignore their lock stealth right now. So yeah, like I assume when you play JML, you just went straight for crosshair. I should probably take them off of auto basic. It's like looking at shit. Yeah, no, I'm not complaining at you specifically at all. I'm just pointing out that that's why, like, if I'm thinking about cutting Bad Batch, I was excited for Bad Batch on defense, but it's hard to be excited knowing the state that they're in right now. Anyway, what else was interesting? Grievous, I still think can work, but set 20 just shuts it off. Grievous or GK would still be a problem even in set 21, but maybe it would be like a bit reliant on B2 RNG. Okay. GGV Ray come back after set 20. What else? I mean, Gas vs. Ray, but that was already long established. Saw Undersize. I wasn't actually planning to test it today, but we had the opportunity, so fuck it. Saw Undersize test. You can't. Well, maybe if you see the team, because what was. Did I kill? Maybe we can at least see R on Aphroditecron. We don't have to see those. It's got the 35% protection. So we already know that, like, I don't know how your units are modded, but at the very least, like, the Krun is tilting protection. Yeah, so probably not worth. Like, if you just see a squad that's, like, plus 100% health, maybe as considerable as a punish, but Stutter Size get work for you as well. What against Amidala? Did you snipe any units, though? Because I had some units that were specifically modded for health that I figured would end up guaranteed dying. Only consider against massive health crons. Bring real support? Oh, Redis against Afro. Less real looking than Dad Bod. but maybe with like a full tank Redis. I don't know if Sidious against Afro would have been real. Maybe I should have tried. Their tenacity would be decently high to start, but you could like go full potency freak if you really wanted. Has anyone tried it against Afro? The bow size BKM versus LV. I mean, for this week, it doesn't really matter what you do. Scorch being bugged is like, why would you not use Bo-Katan? Maybe I should just bench Scorch, but I didn't exactly premeditate my defense. I figured fuck it, just let it rock. I figured, like, the thought that actually went through my head, I was like, look, I know Scorch is going to kill himself and he's going to be down a man, but at the very least, maybe let's just see how the dynamic plays out, that, like, maybe it could still be a little bit unpleasant for Bo. Just because it looked bad in barb testing doesn't mean it remotely reflects on what will actually happen. Wait, are they actually going to fix Scorch this week? I'm not going to get my hopes up. But were we expecting an update? Is there any known bug right now? I don't know, timing seems not suspicious. I'm not getting my hopes up. If it happens, it happens. But imagine the turnaround would usually be longer than this. What else? It wasn't really a counter test, but Starkiller versus Ray was just like deeply unpleasant. It's because Darkseid TM is gone now. Wait, no, but this. No, there is LSTM. Wait, but I had Turbo Starkiller. How fast was your pen? Am I not over that? Oh no, 24% TM. Sidious against Trench, I assume the tank tech would kind of just fuck things up. You know what? My gut feeling going into today, I think, is still correct. I think I just need to give up on playing this way for now. Check my DMs in Discord. Do you want me to tell people that exists? I assume if you're showing them me that you assume that I might use it, but actually, there are a couple of Ahsoka counters I want to try this season. Also, my trench is kind of ass. It definitely won't be used this week. Also, what's this like? Yeah, fuck it, man. I don't know. Let's just do a comprehensive. Probably not going to show it on stream. But while we're waiting for the update. Okay, so here's what I'm actually thinking. Isn't Afra pretty likely to drop a -5 versus Jabba even with her Datacron? I think posting Jabba to efficiency players probably still seems like a plus. Like, I think you'd be way more worried about, like, JMK usage. Balin, I will have to look at matchups, but probably belongs on defense. That bonus turn, I feel like just offers your opponent too many potential rakes to step on, that unless it was like a really, really bad counter matchup, I feel like that has to be on defense just as like opportunity cost. I know Trey kills good shit on offense, but I swear I'm not addicted to Trey on defense. I'm a no, I could go either way on. Okay, if this is the Scorch fix, place your bets on what it'll be. I'm not saying it is. Like, for all we know, this might just be a, like some... I know, this might be the login bug that people were having that they couldn't get in. Hotfix inbound, patch notes to follow. I'm planning on using Queen Amidala there initially, but had to use her against Ray. You think Jabba eats at least a few of the Saffron? Yeah. Like, as worried as people were, if this is an efficiency meta, like, wouldn't you happily take that trade? Was Jarvis aware of that? Wolfman, do you care if I show it or talk about it? It's nothing I can do this week, but like, even if I could. Honestly, if this feels real, this will just be like another thing on the pile of like, holy fuck, Set 21 just killed everything. Although this is not Ezra. Do you think this will be blocked by Ezra? Not Ezra is just like such a step down. We need to get triple Omi as well. I'm not gonna fuck with the formatting. This is fun enough. So I assume. Oh, isn't this bugged against Ezra that is assisting like out of turn? For whatever reason, every single assist effect that got printed ever since Ezra got released on Datacrons is 4K custom. That shit's whack. It makes it harder to feel good about this as like a real thing. I mean, it's real insofar as it exists unless CG ever fixes it, but how low does Dooku health get? His health pool gets real bad, but the rest of his shit is pretty taxed. I also have slight questions. The biggest question mark for me on Ahsoka right now is like, how much can Ahsoka fuck with off meta by just being like unfuckwithable if you just go full defense and health. Like, this was like a protection-oriented Ahsoka, but it's just falling over to Riposte. I guess Riposte won't care about the bonus protection either way, even if you have good health. LSTM might also make this at the very least unpleasant, depending on the trend scheme setup. In a scenario where Ezra just gets to play the video game, I don't know if like Dooku out of turn can actually like shut that down. With the bug, maybe. It's only doubled against GR though. It would be RNG. So there'd be RNG as well based on like, does Ezra aim at Dooku? Does Ezra aim at the person who has the tank tech for the crit avoidance that shuts him down from going again immediately? But yeah, I was already a little bit worried that like bulk Ahsoka might just be bait, but it really feels like she ought to be on LSTM at this point. I think that's probably true. Don't ask me what happens after LSTM goes away. Yeah, the bug is frustrating, to be sure. Okay, do we have patch notes? Update out. If there are no enemy galactic legends, inflict 2 stacks of damage over time on all enemies for 2 turns, which can't be dispelled, evaded, or resisted. I might pick this out. Okay, but do we think that they actually fixed the Scorch bug? Because the TM block will only matter for Mon Mothma. I unfortunately don't have Bo-Katan. And there's like 0% chance that we just see a Bo-Katan here to us, right? Surely. So the main thing I have to wonder here, so this is only at the start of battle, right? Is there more? So what exactly is Scorch's bug? When you hit somebody with dramatic entrance, specifically on Bo-Katan's squad, this is a guess. We don't know if this is true, but based on the behavior, it seems like... What did the patch notes say fix the BA cam thing? Where's the patch notes? Oh, it just dropped, finally. Known issues will get fixed in a future update. Scorch is not correctly taunting at the start of encounter beyond the firsts. Well, on cleanup, he's not taunting. Wait, what fucking tank reviver are we talking about here? Like Darkside tank revive, and he doesn't have... It's actually tracked in granular that way? That's crazy. I didn't actually think it would mutter that way. Yo, Wolfie. Remember to swap your clone sergeant. Now you can actually feel good about it. Okay. Now he is a real boy. If this was ever a cosmic sign that, hey, the party's over, stop posting 7GL. Well, I guess first question is, does he have it? He does have it. Yeah. Probably don't post 7GL Smash. Fast forward tomorrow? Oh yeah, we should check for more. Because, okay, if that's all it is, I wonder if there's ever a world where a Mon Mothma team just tries to go legit. You slam relics, you slam protection, you slam a protection cron, you slam a bull cron, you just try to last 2 turns. It sends Bams on it too. Yeah, true. Crucially, this is not a GAC fix either. This is just universal. Am I talking full Relic 7 Mon Mothma team? If you want to try to out-sustain 2 turns of dramatic entrance, especially knowing that the good Oppo turn is turn 2, well, I always talked about wanting to try a full R9 Mon Mothma team for the stupid 8% per character stat share. What tools does Mon Mothma have to interact with this? So we have speed up. Offense then on Captain Rex would buy time, at least in terms of dealing less offense output. Jared is technically in conversation. I don't know, man. The problem is you're still kind of obligated to do it with the core tool set, right? Like, you don't really get to draft new characters. This makes Oppo Order 66 so much easier. You still just press cleanse, right? If we're talking on offense, sure, but Oppo on defense doesn't use his AoE first turn. He uses first special. He uses the stealth support assist. That's BX2. Don't ask. He uses this turn 1, this turn 2. But, like, yeah, they're basically gifting you Order 66 AoE on offense. But literally, in that context, you're holding LV for offense. And using it against a non-GL, I don't think you need to be worried about your performance. Like, it's true, but... And also, technically speaking, if you're in, like, a really deep cleanup, like, and all the cooldowns are out of normal sequence, it does, like, create a high roll scenario. Although they said, only for now, that an encounters beyond the first Scorch is not correctly taunting. Wait, no, not correctly taunting. So the dots work, and encounters beyond the first. And it's only when he's revived? Here somewhere, DCT only makes the team worse. So basically the idea, or the concern is, in Galaxy Heroes, you can't downgrade a character once you upgrade them. And DCT only is not necessarily bad, but it presents a problem. It's kind of like with the Gungan squad design, where the boss Nas Omicron wasn't necessarily bad, but it ruined like 3 clauses on Jar Jar's kit. And so I ended up doing boss Nas Omicron eventually because it was like, okay, it's still a fine thing. It's kind of Jin Omicron is actually probably the first example of this. Or like you run Jin Omicron, and it's like, well, I just gave all of my tanks crit immunity. I stopped making exposes. This kind of sucks. And like, there are some cases where the crit immunity feels nice. There are some cases where like will literally cause you to lose some matches that you otherwise would have won if you just didn't have Jin Omicron. So in this case, basically what's happening is this says when you get ruse for the first time, you just have it for the rest of battle. And the only, like, he still says start a turn against GR. We don't know what the next Datacron set is going to look like, is kind of the problem. But his main stealth source is, if he didn't have ruse, he stealths for 3 turns. And so, the concern or tension right now is his only, like, there was always questions of, like, is Scorch going to be, like, some sort of stealth tank, kind of like CX, or, like, maybe, you know. But we know Scorch. We know it's not true. So now you are forced into, I wouldn't call it a choice. It's a one-way trip where if you decide, okay, I care about the permanent ruse, knowing full well that like those guys, Clone Trooper is already probably going to be the guy who gets focused first. His only outside sources is Oppo and Nightfall Trooper. This is a 4-turn cooldown on a 50% chance to give the stealth to Disguised over CX2. And so it's like, it's hard to feel good about. Even though, like, obviously, if you get ruse, like, you're happy to have ruse. I'm not trying to take away from that. But it's still, like, all of a sudden it's like, okay, the disguise dropped and you're just out. But if you're just out... Yeah, I don't know, man. I have major questions of, like, maybe set 22 has something for this squad as well that, like, maybe it makes him gain stealth more easily, or maybe gains ruse more easily, and, like, it would change the decision-making on this. The fact that it's a permanent choice is, I think, why people are skittish. If you could just toggle this shit on and off, I feel like you probably just default to it on and then, like, see how it goes from there. Leia BKM. I mean, we'll see how JML looks in the future, but, like, you would have to imagine that JML would also just be happily trying to, like, hey, mark your TCT and take him out immediately. So yeah, like, Grex, I know that you were, like, pretty pro ruse on Omicron, and I'm not trying to take away, like, yeah, of course, if you get ruse and you keep ruse and you're able to, like, use it, of course that's, like, value. It's just... yeah, it's the weird situation of... we have had plenty of cases in the history of this game where blindly upgrading everything just closes you off to certain opportunities. And so that, at least for me, is a personal anxiety. How is Bo Bam going to do with the update to Scourge data? It turns it into a legitimate fight. So I guess really all that changes from what we experienced today to next time is them actually having to, like, claw through Scourge first. I don't know. I think the hope is largely just going to be that it, like, a proper R9 Scourge will just be annoying to carve through with the 50% of each. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how realistic it would be to try to, like, make DCT survive birds or whatever. So the biggest thing that I default back to with Bo-Katan is the risk more than anything is the constant attempts to, like, put speed down on you, or put stun on you, or put a variety of effects on you. Order 66 blocking revives puts a little bit of pressure on BKM lead. It also denies them from reaching 200 Ancestral. It's a little bit hard to say it's guaranteed safe, though, right? We're just in territory where, like, hey, we just straight up don't fucking know. I think the recurring theme with the team right now is that DCT just feels like a little bit too slow. Cards I know things I haven't tested. Contact your senator to ask for a sandbox. We can go test it right now. I don't think it was a change, right? I see a lot of people putting faith into Bulwark, but I don't think Bulwark is all that real. It will be annoying for... Who would it even be annoying for? There have been cases where perfect defense actually kind of got me on Ahsoka. Right, it was just down, and I didn't have access to dispels, and I'm like, Jesus, like, this fight's going nowhere. The fact that this is guaranteed to go away per hit is like... Yeah, it's no damage for 5 hits. Perfect defense just, like, tantalizes you with a little bit of better value of, like, hey, we know realistically you're probably not going to be keeping this that often, but if you do... Ooh. I'm finding Bad Batch too. So I've always posted them in defense for the most part. Like, I messed around with them in Squad Arena a bunch. And it turns out that their Omicron shut off against GLs anyway, so I guess that Squad Arena fucking around is fairly close to the truth. The thing I'll say is the bug sucks, and the bug is hampering their output by a fuck ton right now. But even with those issues, it has seemed to cause opponents a mess. Like, actually, fucking, let's just pull it up right now. Let me insight myself. We'll do an audit. So, JML 100% win rate. Sonabam 100% win rate. JML 2 battles, 65 average. 64.5 average for 2 battles. 63 average there. Obviously, not very happy with those numbers. Team would bring a lot of firepower on offense. People trying shit like Gungans. I was surprised that nobody tried Bo-Katan. We go further back? There is a further back. I guess I do put pressure on Bo-Katan elsewhere. I mean, yeah, like, the non-GL results were fine, but also I wouldn't really expect these teams to do well. Yes, maybe, but I would still argue probably not expect to do well. I don't know. Does this look like value? Not really. And I don't think JML's necessarily getting used to abuse the bug either. I mean, sure, it doesn't hurt the people doing it, but I don't think that's like an active conscious choice. It just kind of speaks to where JML's at as just like the no main job, so kill the unknown. But it just so happens that people's default instinct also like exploits the bug, so like that makes it harder to feel confident in Bad Batch on defense at the moment. We know the team can really annoy people. Yeah, like it feels like the moment that anyone tries to non-GL it, that's like a lean forward in your chair moment. That's like a ooh, anything could happen here. But it's just the state of GAC right now that, I mean, things are getting patched up a bit, but Set 21 just fucked things up a lot. 5v5 was in a good position. I don't think it's in a good position, the current meta, but that's a temporary problem. 5v5 before was a permanent problem that was getting worked on. Now it's a wake me up when 21 ends. type beat. I guess the biggest question is, what would I use them on? Knowing what I know. Ahsoka's a hard counter matchup. Do not ever even consider thinking about trying it. Just straight up. Ahsoka's anti-TM just causes Crosshair to kill himself. They'll probably be patched by the time that it gets them up to Relic. Them fixing it was backlogged. It might never get fixed. There is one possible Hail Mary that I can try, but it doesn't really set expectations. No, what though? No. See, this is a somewhat interesting question. I will still probably lean towards no. We know that we have anti-annihilate tools, and even like kind of like what we were talking about with Zori and Finn, right? Like we would really want the tank to be able to eat isolate and also annihilate. Well, we have that here. That could be a maybe, actually. Yeah, hard to say. But I think this actually would be doable. Like, you don't have to live in fear of the Sith bonus or annihilate. Afra. I imagine Afra is cozy as well. Like, this is the weird thing about Bad Batch right now. They exist in a state of simultaneous overkill and underkill. Like, can Bad Batch beat LV clones? Probably not. Like, can they? I don't know if I want to do this right. A lot of battles to even get there. Okay. Oh, fuck, it's Ariva. Your team is out of date, sir. Okay, why would they not beat LV clones? Well, let's start there. You're drilling through Scorch, you have SOH. You're not missing out much. Behold. The mirror match. Order 66 doesn't scare us because we're not being revived, we're just going into the funny place. Handcuff mode. The team asks you to drill through Scorch. Bad Batch specializes in drilling through Scorch. So what's the risk? I don't know if I try this in GAC this week because I think my wrecker is on health mods for the Omega Omicron, but like Bad Batch doesn't care all that much about the locked odds. It slows down crosshair value a bit, but like the first 2 turns you're hoping to sequence a very specific way for crosshair anyway that actually the dots help a little bit. Wait, is this problematic? I didn't think about this. Disarming beam seems like value. Do we win these? Behold my bulwark. Okay, how about now? That is a Relic 5 squad. That is also not Scorch. We know there's all R9 clothes in first place right now. They might not have good modding still. Is this audible? Can I just pull up Monster Train while we're trying to approach first place? Just spoof the numbers. Truly the dream. If this season became the season of trying to workshop Bad Batch against LV clones, I think that would be a very fun season. Like, is LV's most annoying matchup? What do you gotta tell me that right now? It can't be worse than Ahsoka versus Leia. Surely not. Probably should have tried to do heal block on Captain Rice, but what are you gonna do? Use the Bad Batch GC? I probably ought to, right? Fetch 21 being what it is, it must have an Oppo run. Upper Cron existing makes me think, yeah, I might as well use Bad Batch Cron, right? How many battles is this going to be in the first place? Is this even real? Oh, they have orders. They're just fucking focusing JMK. Is that hard coded? I took targeting off, but they just said, like, yo, fuck that guy. Oh. Well, that looked unpleasant. Alright, any... Probably not. We have at least 6 fights to go, right? We just do some Master Train while we multitask. Who here has played Doom? How much story does Doom have at the start? Or would I be able to just, like, sprint around for a minute? Hi, that's not Scorch, though. I will say, shoutouts to CG for the fast response. I kept my expectations in check. I mean, I assume that SOK versus Oppo is going to be the default. So they will fix Ahsoka with similar haste. Well, the thing you have to keep in mind is that Ahsoka was not... Ahsoka, they literally said, hey, we designed her to be an offense character. Didn't they? I'm pretty sure. I know they did it for Leia. I'm thinking of Leia. Oh, no, I think that's what No. So what I said when Ahsoka came out is that it felt like they got it wrong. Or that they flipped it backwards. They said it for Leia, but ended up doing it for Ahsoka. JMK's been power corrupts. And he's still pretty okay on offense. JMK was literally the king of everything for so long. The game has been morphed in context of him. Kind of by necessity, right? It's LV started to be JMK for a couple of years. LV's hold rates are probably higher than JMK that whole time. Just because of positioning. JMK being like the stronger overall team, but the space that JMK made for LV caused LV's hold rates to go up more. Yeah, I feel the same way about like Royal Guard. Like, and I'm not trying to criticize anyone either, because like I understand that like it's cool when characters who get pushed out like have a new home to go to, and I'm like, man, I got so much uses out of Royal Guard. Like Royal Guard not getting somewhere to go to doesn't really rule out like clones being made, right? Quick check. Probably not. I feel like Leia's the best GL. Depends on how we're defining it. Posting 10 winners versus Apocruns, just use SOK. Use SOK. Do it better. I haven't actually tried the matchup, so. Wait, but this change only just happened, which means that you played against the last round. Do you have Bo-Katan? Did you know? Or were you just guilty? You didn't want to do it, in fairness. Was everybody modded for hell? That would probably do it to you. Like, I'm pretty sure Wolfie told me that he used Bo-Katan against mine. 9s, but not Scorch. The bug didn't happen. Okay, that's just tragic. It's the 4 promise team. Am I in danger? Okay, I should like... I've not thought about the play pattern of this character at all. Am I supposed to be holding the grenade and try to get ruse first? But then, don't they just like auto dispel stealth? So who the fuck cares? Yeah, so calling him to assist dispels the stealth. Like, what are we doing here? Wait, so literally, you could have Oppo give DCT stealth, and then you have a 50-50 for the summon to call DCT to assist, and you throw away the What are we doing? This is just a video real nostalgia. Well, that's why I didn't want to. That's pretty much where I was at. This man is weirdly close to dying. This man is dying. That ended abruptly. Should we take a trip to Hot Details? I know that's like boring content for a lot of y'all, but if we want to do this right. Yeah, the fact that he throws it away is presumptive. Slight problem. Problem is, here's my crosshair cron. You may notice some possible roadblocks. It'll be fine. Why Omega over Badger? What is a Badger? Carson at the TM factory? Yeah, he will be. Shortly. You're not gonna believe this. Full health stack is not working out. Our experts are stunned. Yeah, the stealth bug is happening here too. Which, to be honest, in this matchup, it actually might not be that bad to have it happen, but... I think we ought to take a trip to the mod factory. And also maybe look at Datacrons real quick. Let's see, where are we at right now? Just take a baseline. Yeah. I mean, he's a little bit of both, but you would still want to push that ratio. Yeah, it's health primaries. She is on protection. Crosshair, I know for a fact, is on health. Okay. This should not take too long to do. Well, maybe double wrecker? Probably not, but maybe. I can bring it just in case. No! I fucking hate that button. For me. Yeah, we want Omega to be under Crosshair. We didn't have that last time. That was a fairly big problem. So we probably don't do that. Yeah, it's decently fine. I could push it a bit. He is kind of the hero unit. Alright. You do have a hard bargain. The nice thing is, when we get this turn order corrected, we'll get a Mega Assist online immediately. This is kind of me, but just like a proof of concept, I guess. This is a primary sets of weights. I mean, that's pretty much what I'm doing, except I'll set like speed targets as well. Speed targets, and then if it's like a hero character like Crosshair, then I'll like drill down a bit on stat benchmarks that I care about. But no, for the most part, you're doing it right. Okay, we have to do 2 splits. Blame Wrecker. Like you're doing modding wrong? I mean, it's fundamentally, if you're doing primary sets, ideally, this is fairly self-explanatory. This guarantees crit damage or defense. This would be like, give me one of offense or crit damage. If you want to do a double pair, this is like, give me one of these two. And then if you like said something like this, it would be give me one of these two and give me one of these two. But this is one I've used more and more recently. Strange shot me about it. But yeah, for the most part for me, it's just about like if you know what you want of the character and you're not seeing it in the definition, it's really just a matter of practicing the definition to understand how to get the results that you want. Details will give you what you ask for, nothing more or less. So if you don't see something you enjoy, then you just need to ask it more specifically. So yeah, most of my workflow just came from like, what do I care about? That's why I hate number targets so much. Like obviously I use number targets here, but that's more so just to force like a certain level of min-max for characters I'm trying to really min-max. But by default, I will always stay away from stat targets. I just don't think it's a healthy way to view the game, right? Like everyone has different relic levels, different mods, whatever. One stat number could be like too high for one person, it could be like an absolute waste of potential for someone else. Depending on your mods and your secondary quality and your farming technique and all that jazz. Which is why I like sets primaries, stats, or weights plus speed, is it gives you like a good baseline to work from, and then the rest is just like, yeah, this is the character that I care about that I need to make sure like gives me exactly what I want. Anyway, while we're waiting. Oh, I didn't do the Omega speed check. Fuck, I'll need to just manual that when we get him. I guess this level 6 actually isn't that bad for the matchup. This isn't that bad for the matchup too, but maybe we would prefer to say protection. I wouldn't mind just having another protection crown in general. Ah, fuck right. I'm an idiot. Can we just try that Datacron without Sabri rolling first? Get a baseline? Oh, Omega speed. Fuck. Right. And we're off. Wait, how did Crosshair miss? That was the kill shot. It would appear their damage just scaled. So what causes it to scale again? Is it just cleansing? So we do it with the Omega assist. What other buttons was I hitting? Omega 1 Special 2, I think, does it? Crosshair does it involuntarily. Also this shit. You need to chill. Huh? We don't have to be like perfectly aligned with this shit. Just needs to be close enough. So does this? Maybe we should slow down Hunter, actually. Reset his cooldown. Push the funny button. You can already immediately tell that we're sequencing better than before. Yeah, let me try this with the Clocked Hunter, I think. It would be interesting next. I don't know if drilling LVs are real. Maybe it has to be real. Yep. I think we should clock Hunter. Oh, she already went to the handcuffs once. Unfortunate. I don't think I should have used the stealth reshuffle. I think we should have just kept her under, maybe. That has been a common recurring theme with this shit. Alright. Casual 973K. Remember when Bad Batch came out and everyone was like, hate this, I don't care about these characters, this fucking squad. And I was like, when you get your hands on this team and you actually play them, you will understand what a dopamine printing machine this shit is. It was for a good reason. It's just a fun team to play. Obligatory. No Scorch, Omicron. We don't know their mods. My arena tends to not have good mods. And blah blah blah. And all sorts of blah blah blahs. But it's fun. Hi. Thanks, but no thanks. Streamer luck abuse. I mean, I'm supposed to keep the percent offense probably, but okay, so we're looking for 299, right? This character's too damn fast. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That is the stealth bug in action. That fucking sucks. Although this disarm isn't real, right? It goes away after a few turns, which is basically nothing to Crosshair. Yeah, disarm's already gone. Who gives a shit? Cool character. Okay, why is Crosshair getting evaded? I don't understand. I forgot. How does the stack system work? The stacks are what produce more copies, but within that rule set, what if we just killed a bunch of copies? He just can't be killed, but we can take away the toys. I can try. I think I'm succeeding. To be honest. If you want a cautionary tale about what it's like to play this team, I was not even thinking about reshuffling the stealth over. I just figured the record was thick enough. Hi. It's just a fun team, man. I understand not caring about the Bad Batch show. It's just a fun team. How does that not give you joy? Single target damage dealer. And you know the best news? CJ's gonna make you farm this. You don't have a choice. You're gonna farm it from the new raid. You will also experience big number. I should not beat this team. I should stop. Alright, how's this team modded? Just to get a baseline. Health mods, so not defense necessarily. Obviously, Damacron is off. He would have 50% extra bulk and shit. Whenever he loses taunt, everyone regens. We're not necessarily stripping away his taunt, but it would maybe go away naturally, but we kill him fairly fast. Whenever he gains taunt, he dispels all debuffs on himself and all other clone trooper allies. We don't care. They would get a TM prelude, but we're just playing solitaire, right? Like, I don't know that the TM prelude matters to us. They're just gonna do shit to Wrecker, and he's gonna be billed for protection. He would gain Bulwark, but we do a bunch of hits to start. He does gain an additional 5 stacks. So what, 10 hits? Yeah, so it would take longer to kill him, but this whole thing about, like, killing the clones is kind of interesting to me. How are the rest of them modded? .334 DCT, not blazing fests. 303 Scorch, faster than mine is. 322 CX speed set. Not a bulk arrow, but big protection primary. Not the tankiest stop up, but then again, it doesn't need to be. What about the LV? Hell secondary set, 60% armor. About 337k. This is honestly not the worst LV, quality wise. Like, you could definitely tech against this and make them better, to be sure. Yeah, like, look at this. This is good mod. Sure. If you're not gonna, yeah, cool. Yeah. Mods. Am I right? I don't know, man. I'm not saying that's real. I'm just saying that's fucking funny. Maybe we do just fuck with that this season. We can't do it this week. We absolutely cannot do it this week. Also, holy shit, I just realized. We are not tech for it. That was the baseline. Which, like, this, maybe, I think we're just happy with this. Like, this is obviously, like, 2 dud stats. This is leaning towards negative. This is pretty happy. Like, we could improve this. I don't know if this is anything. This, I mean, what would it be? Ignore taunted damage to target enemy that was previously damaged by a Bad Batch ally on their turn. I really don't like the automatic stealth to spell down. I really, really do not like it. If I don't land the healing meter on Scorch, it's going to feel rough. I'm going to be honest, I don't even remember where that comes from. Basically, the DOS for that 6 was really, really good. Yeah, that's a level of variance that I was not spot checking for and could absolutely matter. The Bad Batch Crit Avoid 6 could easily be useful here. I would have to imagine having a record that is critically immune. You forgot the Crusher did not outcleanse? Yeah, you fell into the trap that I did. I made it into like the first week of GAC lock before I realized that both of those Omicrons does not work against GL. You know, that was baseline. I knew it was on the Omicron. I just did not realize whenever there are no Galactic Legends existed. That was yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe I just pull a Bad Batch. I think it would just insert joy into the season. Even though I do think it will lead to some overkill situations. No, that was just squad right now. So we don't have Omicrons, Scorched, no Omicrons, but we will not have Omicrons, period. Huh. Well. Wrong turn, sorry. I'm not spending 50 crystals for 50 seconds. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Alright. Okay, that's probably happened. This is probably going to sound batshit insane, but I hadn't actually thought to try underclocking Hunter against the Omega Stealth percentage now. Which, granted, to be fair, is very much... Well, it's kind of in context of the current Datacron set. But it's still probably just like a broadly good thing to do. At least in the context of being dazed to start, which is usually specifically an LV thing. I don't know what to think about this. This I think we keep, right? Let's try the crit avoid 6. It's that easy. Yeah, just 2 hits of crit damage and CS6 for sure. Easy. So fucking easy. If I could just get like 40% armor pen on this roll. Thank you. Well. Alright, Crosshair, quick question. Okay, technically, we stack so much crit damage that adding more crit damage kind of isn't that useful, right? This is the sector where my math ability just falls the fuck off of a cliff. Is there a world where armor pen matters more because we stack infinite offense and crit damage, but I don't know, man. I don't know. The problem is if the damage over time auto cleanse matters, we can never count on it. It's a 65% chance. Like, who's to say that that first fight didn't just have like cleanses at crucial times that otherwise wouldn't have existed? It would just become a desperation option at that point. Better. We'll see if the lack of cleanse feels notably different. This should be a safe cast, right? I guess the question is there any reason to actually use it? It causes Omega to assist. That's a reason. Technically gives us ripostes. I want Crosser to go first. Please, God, let me go first. Do it to him. Why am I going after the Nightfall Trooper? 2 contests. Apochren. And because we don't necessarily care about going for LV since we're trying to hit him from high health. See, this is a problem though, because we have nothing to shoot at now. The disarm causing dots to come back reactively is something I've never considered before, but is cool. See, now that we're committed to LV, we just have to keep hitting him. This is more on the unfortunate side of Bad Batch gameplay. Or what can happen. They can be a bit inflexible at times. Nah, he wasn't critical. Fuck. It was almost cool. I don't know, man. Again, not indicative. Well, you know what's true. 280% offense and 560% crit damage. That's pretty true. I fucking love this team, man. I don't. I'm sorry. I'm trying to hold it a bit, but it's just fun. What's Omega 1 do? She feeds you constant crosshair turn meter. She helps you get crosshair stacks out to begin with. Which, like, you know, when you were saying, like, how the fuck did you get it off that fast? That's kind of the answer, is Omega helps you, especially with this level 9 right now. The reality is, there's just a reason to run Batcher. Batcher does very, very little for you. Omega does so much for you. I'm not saying it's always Omega. I kind of use this team as like a toolkit. But Omega is like a very strong, safe neutral pick if you're confident that one wrecker can solo tank. Crucially also, so I didn't really notice not having the Docklands too much. But I feel like Wrecker was way the fuck sturdier with this crit avoid. Like, was he ever in danger? We did a pretty good job of getting the oppo stacks down too. That definitely helped, but that's just for like, I really want to taunt ignore and kill the single important thing Hottie on that team. So here's the clunky part. I don't think it's that. The best way, the best use case that I could tell you for Batcher would be like, okay, you taunt ignore, and then you have this Hunter Datacron, because this is only true for this functionality where the mark is locked. Like, maybe there would be some cases where you want Batcher to ignore taunt, give you the locked mark, and then you just drill that way. But keep in mind, so the way that you play Bad Batch, you pick a target and then you have to stick with it, right? If clones had like any sort of bounce taunt at all, or we fight into any matchup at all that's bounce taunt, like let's say we fought that raid today that had GK and L3, the moment one character's taunt drops and you have to switch, or like let's say you're relying on a mark to hit something and that mark gets cleansed, which happens fairly often on most teams these days, you restart, you lose all your progress. And I'm not saying that causes loss conditions for Bad Batch, because like Crosshair and Nuke just does so much damage that sometimes you do find even without the stacks. But broadly, if you want to have explosively good Bad Batch matches, the onus is on you as the driver to plan a route through a squad that will put minimal pressure on you to like have to worry about switching targets, right? Like, Bad Batch is a squad that does so much damage that, like, let's say a squad like Jabba existed. Obviously, Bausch is blocking assist, so it kind of screws with things. Although, technically, Crosshair would get Deadly Bluff off fairly quickly. But we're not going to worry about that right now. Anyway, there are some squads like with a really good tank like Hersan, right? Where it's like, haha, you must get through me first to get to the important side characters. And then you'll have some counters that are like trying to get access to the counters indirectly with like plague damage or BT1 or like the card Africron has taunt ignore on it, right? Bad Batch is a team where like if you're like, haha, you must drill through my tank first, Bad Batch is like, yeah, okay. Alright, Bad Batch is a squad that's like, say less. I'll fucking do it right now. I'll make you watch me do it. Yeah, like in it's a stupid example, but like in territory battles, you know how every wave has like a bunch of random Imperial troopers and then stormtroopers exist? If you just push buttons and you don't aim at stormtroopers first, they'll take away your stacks. It's a, again, I don't know that necessarily puts you in danger of losing, but it is a significant feels bad moment where you lose team performance in a like tangible way. Is that if I take a ramp? It doesn't necessarily have to be a tank and ramp. Their goal is just you need to keep consistent targeting. You have to be hyper deliberate about, which is why I like killing DCC there actually put me in a weird spot, because it's like, fuck, we have no more summons. So let's say, for example, if I started hitting LV and I couldn't finish him off, my only options at that point And, like, because they started stacking Nightfall, right, which puts me on a clock. If I wasn't actually able to kill LV there was no other option. The only option was, like, okay, I guess I'll try to just, like, counterattack CX2, but CX2 always goes into stealth. Like, there's no real out at that point, right? Your only out would be, okay, I'm just gonna lose all of my damage stacks and reset, which is... It's not, like, an insta-loss, it just feels fucking awful. Basically. Alright. My Rebel Fighters aren't great. R9 Luthen specifically, but like 7, 8, 8, 7. Let's just see how it feels to try to survive in an environment such as this. We don't have LSTM, in all fairness. Oh! Wait. Doesn't attacker side usually load first? That Kyle Katarn would get his preload TM before Scorch applies him? Is Scorch doing it first, that it's actually just like a true block? Are we in like a reworked Hux scenario? They actually gave him the deluxe? I was like, why is my Kyle so slow? Isn't the speed up? Yeah. Obviously, their ult charge is going crazy, but there's not much you can do about that. Hi, bud. Yeah, like, we kind of made it and lasted that long. Like, maybe my Rolex were a bit higher, but I don't know. That's a little bit spooky. We have a visitor. Please don't need my microphone. He wants to take a nap. All right. I don't know if we can navigate, but I don't know. Like, if you have a crazy investment in my Mothma squad and 100% protection Datacron, I'm not gonna say that like you couldn't ostensibly try to live that long, but I don't know if that seems real. Bad Batch seems ostensibly real. I might try Bad Batch in week 2. Okay, knowing myself, I will try Bad Batch in week 2. This probably not. I guess the biggest question for Bad Batch is Scourge Omicron. Winner Mamafa versus LV will be 40% to match TM Chance on Scout. There is no TM. The win rate will effectively fall to 0 except for cheaters and maybe like pure R9 Mon Mothma squads. Yeah, but the extra bulwark is perchance a X factor. The extra bulwark could help scale with the... Like, we do get it off fairly quickly, but it will slow down the attempt to kill him. Please stop closing the window. He's laying down on my keyboard again. Let's fuck it over. I don't know if this will hit. He's only looking for other. We're drilling through him, so that does not matter for him. Something TM to the community. Okay, if you're gonna become a desk cat, we need to like figure out a bed situation or something. My keyboard is not the fucking bed. Please. Alright. There's a world where we could get rid of the protection, but unfortunately that's not a 20 cost reroll anymore. How committed to the cause am I? Let's reframe the question. Basically same crit damage, but with more of the other shit. So we're gonna say that I feel less confident trying to reroll to Crosshair 9 than I do try to like roll a stat over to Armor Pen or CD. I'm pretty sure the odds on that are probably worse too. Alright, our main goal here is to spot check for bulwark stacks and to imagine 50% extra bulk. So he's at 5 stacks, he would be at 9. So he would be at like 3 or 4 stacks remaining now, I guess. So this snipe will do more damage than it would. This snipe would do next to no damage. On top of the extra bulk. The record basic would basically put him at 0 bulwark, because it's double hit. The question, I guess, is how much do we have left of the tank at this point? This is like a pretty good amount of left of the tank. Like you call Hunter. The one downside for having a Mega present is being unclear on if we'd be preferring to always have Hunter call Crosshair to assist. I don't know. I like Omega here. $17, eh? Plus disarm on a sister. Please stop. So him dying actually means that he loses his target practice. I should have done an attempt on DCT earlier. We did have the opportunity. What does this do again? I'm so used to never pressing it. Wait, did this split up Bad Batch allies? Oh, so we just have the opportunity to use this whenever there's nobody marked. That's pretty handy. This is CA, yeah. Oh, fuck. Wait, that's weird. The mark transfers because they died, so now we're forced to hit one of these people or lose our stacks. That's how your mark swap? You can use it that way. I've never really bothered. Yeah, so losing crosshair is definitely a lost condition. Especially since when you revive, you come out in auto stealth. Fucking horror movie. Okay, so if you fuck around, you will find out. That's a promise. This might put Omega out of stealth. I will pass. Would this be crazy to try? Is something making us immune to cooldown reset? Why am I not getting nuke back when I reset? No! Fuck. Fucking counterattack. I guess that's it then. I don't know. We will see how things interact. The fact that Crosshair needs to stay alive does make me think that maybe we want to keep that protection Level 8. I saw the AoE happen, I saw the counterattack animations roll out, I fucking panicked. God damn it. Alright, Rebel Fighters don't strike me as real. Maybe if you go crazy. Is it crazy to say that I imagine that once Set 21 expires, the LV side will be pretty favored then? We'll lose crit avoidance, we'll lose the double crosshair, shaken removal. Which, granted, we have that turn order set so that it gets off pretty easy anyway, but I don't think there's too much difference for that. But we do have a fair amount of regen on our Wrecker happening from this. I think we gain more than Apocron gains by, like, a pretty huge margin. We've got the 100% protection, we've got the level 3 bulk, we've got the crit avoidance, we've got the extra Wrecker regen, we've got the faster Unshaken. If you aren't looping one, I just go Saw. They're immune to percent health below or above, I think, 35%. Oh, anyway. Thought it was brawling better. Yeah, but the point isn't necessarily to brawl. The point is to last 2 turns and then fall back to your normal play pattern. It was literally just like, can we bulk check the 2-turn lock dot? Because that's all they added. It's not like Apocron where you refresh the lock dot or whatever it is. Basically, just can you out-invest 2 turns worth of incoming bullshit? Updated drivers are required. I guess I will... It's forcing me to launch the game anyway. I was gonna say I guess I'll do Monster Train, but I'm apparently committed. What is that window? Can't really see. I mean, I can see the right side, kind of. I don't know, don't worry. Where is the game speed one? Interesting. I don't know this one. Probably not gonna do this. Song name? M83 Oblivion. It's a good ass soundtrack, just probably. Movie's okay. Okay. I'm, I don't want to stop the song, but Doom is dooming. Fucking. If you like shit like that, let me send you some M83 shit later if you haven't heard it. I heard that the parry window was very generous. Some shit like this, maybe? I have no idea what to expect on how this is gonna feel. This game was basically supposed to be a lot slower this time around compared to Eternal. But then they give you the game speed slider and see the game at turbo speed actually looks kind of fun. Between this and Monster Train on the same day, there's a whole lot of heaven and hell and angels and demons going on. Time to die, bunch. God damn, we were fast. What are those enemies? I was seeing that there's like certain projectiles that you can parry that are like green, and the rest, I guess, you just block. Am I just not allowed to parry yet because I haven't tutorialized yet? I can't tell if I'm fucking up parrying or if I can't parry. There's no parry button. I think that was a parry, but I didn't deflect. I feel like I strafed around that. Well, this charge has to dodge at close range if you see one charging out, try to stray out of the way. So is that unblockable? It made a sound once that sounded like I parried correctly. Okay, jumping straight up slows you down. Okay, blocking that didn't damage me at all, but it did stop me from doing anything in return. That did work. Wasn't there a heal pack? drops out. The classic. I like how it, like, originally set this series apart, what it was, like, doing, now it's just like, yeah, of course. I believe this game still has secrets. Like what they quaked in Doom. That seems fairly accurate. Especially with the extra speed, too. Melee attack drops ammo for all your weapons. Charges regen over time. Creates openings for additional combo attack. Oh, those are just like gauntlet charges, I guess. Oh, this is like a tutorial area. It's a gotcha. I just like 100 damage in the tutorial area because I can't read. Wounded enemies will drop health orbs on death. Understandable. If Stalker has multiple parryable attacks. How do I know it's parryable? Where is the green shot? I'm looking for like a light bulb. That's what I saw when I was watching a bit of gameplay. Uh, does it even let you do it from below? All right. Okay, the melee attacks feel like it's rooting me in place though, that I would rather keep moving. Or I don't know if they like make you untargetable during. Okay, fire is real. Sure. That was a parry, I think. Oh. So there are recolored attacks. I did need to turn that setting on. Parrying attacks recharges melee strikes faster. Do it again, please. No. Hang the fuck on. Instead of rip and tear until it is done, it's dodge and parry until it is done. Simple attacks are weaken them, but they will not kill them. Drops health. Is there any reason to turn this off? I don't think I'm locked out of any actions. Why are we teleporting me across the map for slight dragging? Okay, so shield bash is not protected. There are a few things that I've done in the past where I felt like it was, but I understand. Now that I know it's real, give me the green. So what is that? Is that a shield break? Okay, so I got shot and didn't get killed because I was meleeing, so you do have some temporary invulnerability. So certain moves, like I was able to shield bash through that time, but it does seem like the melee is like the best way to farm some health. Okay, but he did counterattack at that time. Like you don't have those straight up glory kills anymore. Okay, I almost had it. Getting surrounded is like the death sentence. It does feel like mopping up the outsides and then finishing the middle might be the way to go. Yeah, it's got like a small move, but it feels like I'm still getting enemies setting up on me when I'm doing it. Whereas like the old glory kills were set up like Gears of War chainsaw, like everyone will just stand around and wait. Those are enemies, right? What the fuck are these blue things? See, like I closed to do the kill and it got me killed. I'm using the right button, right? I think I am. I don't know how to feel about these melee attacks. It makes me want to not use them. Like you have to be very opportunistic with them. Oh. So what? I was holding guard when I should have been ready to parry. The first time that I encountered that shield guy did it pretty much exactly how I need to always do it. Like shield bash into circle strafe in the back shot. Not save. Something was behind me. I wonder if melee is safe like a 1v1. I missed. Okay, the moment that I dash in, they go for a punish melee that we can parry, I think. And so we can use that to bait. If it's not green, I guess it's not parryable, but is it not blockable? But why? It just has a fast follow-up attack that I just need to be ready to block for. Like, it feels like I'm in an advantage state, but I also still just need to be ready. It's definitely taking some learning. It does feel harder than Doom Eternal. Maybe it's just because I don't know it yet, but that fucking pounce is rough. Like, it's colored green. I think I can parry it. Can I, like, shield bash with the purple key? Nope. Thought I killed you. If we know where the purple key is, I don't know how to actually, like, it doesn't let you strafe in the air. So did that heal me? I want to see if I missed anything on the upper balcony. Oh! Yeah, sure, why not? The fact that the melee puts you in slow-mo while they are real time is creating some real... Damn, I feel dumb, thus. Huh? I guess that's it. Oh. I did not understand the what was being asked of me. That's way more reasonable. I said it was reasonable. Jesus fuck. As far as I'm aware, I can't like block or shield or anything. This is pure just like target prioritization. What the fuck is shooting me? Sire, he died and reloaded 30 times. He didn't pick the permadeath mode. %45 complete. I saw the one statue. Fair enough. Alright. I might call it. Spend more time in arena than I thought we would. Cool though. Yeah, it's definitely taking more learning to adjust to. Like, the speed isn't necessarily the problem, it's just knowing what's safe and what's not. It's kind of getting the most out of me, but it feels really good to execute. Like, there were a few points where I was like crossing entire maps and like not taking damage, and that just felt pretty good. The biggest thing that I'm noticing though is like, not that blocking is bad, obviously, especially with the damage setting, but like, the moment you get your guard broken, you basically just have to kite and wait, because losing the shield bash makes you so much easier to target for enemies. You really kind of need it as a constant repositioning. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, good ass stream. Y'all enjoy your evening. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.